Welcome to Old Guy Gaming Network, and today I'm just gonna kind of take you in and show you my very basic flight simulator setup. Now, just be aware that while I've played Microsoft Flight Simulator since Flight Simulator 2 back on my Atari 800, I've always been just a jump in, fly around, strictly by sight, for 5-10 minutes here or there or whatever, and then done. I've never bothered to learn anything about the more serious sim nature of the program, and that's all kind of changed as far as I've just sort of gotten an interest in trying to learn. It would be a dream to be like a private pilot, but I'm a disabled vet. I can barely walk. My mobility is severely limited, so I know that I will never be an actual, private pilot. So this is sort of the way that I will try to, live vicariously, my real world fantasy through simming. I know my setup is very basic, but I didn't want to sink a bunch of money into the sim and have it not stick. Have me play it for a couple weeks and just be like, meh, I'm done. So let me kind of just go over my setup and what I've got. I'll start with, I do actually have those are actually high-tech rudder pedals. I know they're made by Logitech, but God, I probably got those a minimum of 10 years ago, maybe more. I don't know. I never used them. I remember I was going to get into DCS, and I got a Thrustmaster Cougar HOTAS and the rudder pedals. Never did it. I mean, I imagine if I had somebody to log on to Discord with, or somebody to kind of walk me through whatever, I would probably play DCS. But my patience for reading manuals and things like that, that kind of stuff is always at a minimum. So I've got the Logitech yoke system. Got this just a couple days ago. I understand there are several different better options out there, like honeycomb and things like that. But when I looked at the price, I was able to get the yoke and these two panels for the same cost that the honeycomb yoke would cost. And so if I stick with the simulator, and this actually becomes a pretty steady hobby of mine, I'll probably upgrade. Like I said, I'll probably upgrade to better equipment, but to just start out with and just learn the simulator, I think this is fine. So I have the switch panel and the multi-function panel, obviously the throttle quadrant. I actually do use my Razer pad here for Flight Simulator. This little button right here, that's how I bring up the ATC window. So I got to turn on my system, but so I bring up the ATC window this way, and this four-way directional hat, allows me to pick the first four choices in the ATC menu. So that kind of makes that kind of nice. The monitor I didn't get for Flight Simulator. I actually got it for work, for productivity, but it is a Samsung CRG9. It's a 49-inch, 32:9 aspect ratio, ultra-wide monitor. It has a resolution of, I think something like 5180 by 1440. I can't remember the exact resolution, or 5280, something like that. 5,180 by 1440 pixels. It is a HDR monitor. The picture on it is absolutely beautiful. That's actually a 27-inch 4K monitor. Just for the purposes of Flight Simulator, I just keep it at 1920 by 1080. Don't want to, run the graphics card too hard. But that is the Flight Simulator mobile companion. So I keep track of it. Will actually follow your airplane. So you got real-time maps as you're flying around. You can keep track of your nav panels, comm panels, autopilot. You can control your lights through here. Flap spoilers, all that kind of stuff. And this was, if you don't have Flight Simulator controls, this is a good way to help control it. This is a good one where, while you're flying around, it'll tell you exactly what your altitude, indicated airspeed, magnetic heading is. But I primarily just use it for the mobile moving maps. There's Sim Brief. That's where I'll go to do my my flight plans. And so, I'll use that monitor for various, things. And then I've got a little Android tablet that, let me see here. I have this little Android tablet that I use, this Flight Plan Go. And so I know with NavPlan or SimBrief, they have the Navicharts or whatever. They have a subscription service. I don't know enough about the simulator where I think, I get enough value out of it. So, right now I just use this little thing. You can look up whatever airports you want. It'll bring up the actual airport diagrams. It has, all the information that you need to know about each individual airport. So I kind of keep that handy for, like I said, for my flights. Now, for my controls, little button on the back here. That's how I changed from external back to cockpit views. I use this point of view hat for, that's how I look around the aircraft. Same thing for the exterior. I use this little switch right here to zoom in and out. So all my view controls are done on this left-hand side of the stick. On the right side, I've got my pitch controls right here. Trim up, trim down, and rudders. What's funny is I can't remember what that. I guess that's. I was gonna say. I guess that's a. Oh, now I know what it is. That's my drone camera. It's funny is I just got this, so I've just mapped everything, and so I don't know. Haven't quite memorized the keys all the way. There's a three position rocker switch here that I don't know what to do with. I left my flaps up down there, and I do sometimes use that pitch trim wheel because number one, I don't know what to map it to. Since I've already got pitch and trim, my pitch trim there. But I figure I use this for the major clicks and maybe that for the fine adjustment. And so, if any experienced sim pilot, has a better idea for controls, please let me know. Like I said, I'm a rookie. I don't know what I'm doing. The throttle is obviously, I've left that the same. And and I believe that's engine mixture, and I'm not even sure what that one does. I've got my parking brakes, engage and disengage to that control. I just figured because it's right under the freaking throttle, it'll be easy to remember. And so that pretty much covers it. So any flight simulator video, this is kind of, this is what's behind the magic. And so I actually do have an Oculus Quest 2. I do sometimes fly VR, but the clarity and the functionality of VR isn't nearly as good as the view on the monitor. And so I've got a track IR laying around that it might even be, I don't even think it's a track IR4, it might be a track IR3. And I was thinking about maybe adding head tracking for the immersion. And then there's the computer that runs it all. That's a HP Omen 30L. It's got an AMD Ryzen 7 5800, 32 gigabytes of DDR4. It's got the GeForce RTX 3060 Ti and 12 terabytes of storage. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tour. Please leave your comments below. Like and subscribe if you would. Until next time, have a wonderful evening.